to tell you how I met Marysol. I went to La Paz because I wanted to take some days off. And I was looking around to maybe find a car. So I was walking into this like workshop of cars, and there was this woman. And first it didn't really hit me because in Germany and England it's pretty much common that women work in you know, like car services. But after a while it actually was like, actually I'm in Mexico and this is so unusual to see there is a woman working here.
They all work together and we make the difference here in La Paz. They like to work with a woman. ¿Sí les gusta trabajar con una mujer?
Yay!
They are not used to already,
Welcome you. Thank you for having this interview with me. Thank you, Mia. Super blessed to have you and talk to you. So, would you just like to introduce yourself a little bit to our viewers and the audience and all the people that want to watch this, please?
Okay. Hi, I am Marysol. My name has a very special thing because my parents made it by two parts, sea and sun. That's the main purpose of my name, and that is the first moment my life became different. Because it's not a name, it's just a part of the best part of my parents' life. And it's a very romantic and a very a point of view very deep in his life, in their lives, because they were together because of the sea and the sun.
Oh, okay, there's a whole story behind it.
Yes, they are professional swimmers, and they met over there and here in La Paz in the sea. And after I came to their lives, they decided to name sea and sun in Spanish, Marysol.
Marysol.
Maybe God put some intelligence in my mind, and as a child, I started to have A+. My whole work at school was that perfect, and I decided to give my parents something they gave me. Sorry for my English, but
It's no problem. It's great you're talking in English.
Okay, so after primary, I decided they received my my diploma. Every year, after 6 years, you have A+, A+, A+. You have a special mention.
Wow.
And I decided my parents receive it from me because they were my inspiration.
Oh, I love this.
I do too.
Wow.
Bigger, I decided to study, and unfortunately, women couldn't do it.
In Mexico here?
In Mexico.
Where
yes.
was this? Where did you study? Or wanted to study?
I wanted to study at Mexico City, but no school decided to accept a woman. I wanted to study at the University of Mexico, but at that time, families would rather to invest in men. So, even though women were formerly allowed to study, in Mexico, women were discouraged to do so. I came back and started to study here in La Paz. Then I signed up for the technical school in La Paz.
and studied computer science and get graduated. I did that with honors, which means a special recognition by the President of Mexico.
So the government started about 18, and they decided they need someone to start making the invoice of electricity. And they decided to catch the better student in the whole state. And it was me. Different.
Yeah,
Very different, because I was a woman, and I didn't know anything about electricity. I was studying computer. So it was the beginning of the difference, because computer is made to an office and electricity is made to install everything outside an office. No? So I started to learn how to build, how was the rates, how people needed the electricity to live. And I started at CFE to make the difference again, because people who doesn't have any money needed a different kind and amount of electricity than people who has a huge house. And we started some developments and studies with INEGI to see and make some segments of people and population. They needed more, they needed less. They could pay more, they could pay less.
Can I ask a question to this?
Yes, of course.
So before it was like everybody paid the same amount? Or it was like because some people needed more electricity and others don't, but they had to pay the same?
Not the same, there was just two rates.
Okay.
House, business.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And in house, up to now, there is about A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 7 rates, different rates.
Wow.
I started to develop some programs, and I knew I needed to learn about electricity. So I decided to study electricity, and I became engineering. And after that, I made a degree and PhD in electricity.
Wow.
When I knew about electricity, I decided, how come I can tell people that you have to save electricity, because in a moment it's going to be ended, because we don't have oil and we don't have much things that make us to produce electricity. And we started a new plan. We started to make conscience in Mexican people not to spend electricity, big amounts of electricity, because it was cheap.
Okay.
And people decided to the bulb every night on.
To leave it on, yeah.
Yes, to leave it on, and they spend it with their hands full of them. And no, it's not made for that. So we decided to develop some compromises with people, with the government, with ourselves. We, as employees, didn't pay for electricity. After that, we understood we needed to do it, because we are almost people the same, no? So we have to pay for it. Because if you don't pay, you don't use it well, because it's for free. And we try to spend it. We don't have the imagination to use it like that. So I decided to study another career, marketing.
And also psychology a little, because you figured it out that people have to feel pain to actually switch the light off. Okay.
Yes. They, while I worked in CFE, they understood that a woman could develop some things and machines very different. The bill can be paid in the cashier or in a self-matico. It's like ATM, but do a special for pay the bill of electricity. And I developed it.
Yay! I've seen these machines. I've seen them.
I'm retired since 2005.
Okay.
Because my 2006, my little daughter got born.
She was born.
She was born.
What's her name?
Audrey.
Audrey.
Her name means strong.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yes. Audrey is a French name and kind of English.
I didn't know it had a significance like this, so it's good to know. So
Yes.
there's a strong girl born by a strong woman, I would say. So how did you come here? When you said you were retired, you had your baby, and now you're working with, like, I've seen like 5 or 6 guys in a workshop here, in a car service.
In fact, we are 12.
Okay.
12 mechanicians. I'm his boss. In Mexico, it's very difficult for a woman. And we have 3 years here working together, the same people. So it means they are quite comfortable with me. And the work a woman does, it's much particularly. You look more details than a man. It's because of for being woman, you take care of a child and you have to be very meticulous with the child so it can grow. And here in La Paz especially, I have fight a lot, really very huge fights. More people didn't want to give us the job because I was a woman, and they took his car. And
They went away?
They ran away.
Wow.
They asked, I want to speak to the mechanic. I'm the boss. No, with you, no, I don't want to speak with you, the mechanic.
Wow.
And that's my first fight, and I spent 1.5 years just to introduce myself, to let people understand that I know how to fix a car. And I'm not everything knows, everything. There are 12 people here with me. We are 13 of us, and they, each one of them has a specialty. So one car is fixed for maybe 5 different persons. So I have a German methodology, a SAP, and it says, I'm the responsible of the car, but I don't know how to do everything. So tires come one guy, motor has another guy, and everyone who has the specialty fix in teamwork the car. And that's the difference. So I don't need to know everything. I just need to know how to make my people work together to fix a car. And that's the main difference. After the people here in La Paz understood the way of working, now we are 3 years here.
Wow.
And that's a different. Much more people want me to understand, to attend his car.
Oh, wow.
Instead, I'm a woman.
Yay! And these are the thoughts on diversity. So
Yes.
you actually took everything that differences make. Everybody's different, and you put it together, and you made a strong team.
Yes, my
And
daughter
yeah.
understands perfectly because she thinks that you don't need a dress to be a woman. And it's very important for me to her to understand that, because she's in a school that mothers has some made ideas, stereotypos.
Yeah.
Girls at 12 years old has to be painting, fixing, and have to be like this. No, you have to be yourself and to do what you want to do and to feel your soul and your heart and everything you put inside your work, your life. And you have to keep smiling because you are a person. I say you are a person, my baby, and you can do everything you want to do and to build in your life. And you don't have to be less because you don't wear a dress and you don't have heels. No, I have my boots and I'm very proud of my hair, and I try to have it long because I want to be a woman, but I want to be a woman strong, that because I know life is very difficult to understand. When I came here to La Paz, I had a lot of studies, a lot of things, and CFE changed from government to investment, private investment, and I had to wait for my payment because I was retired and they have to fix those things, and I became employee. So I came here, I lost my husband, and I needed to be father and mother, and what do? So I make an effort, and I started to the shop, and I knew it was going to be difficult in Mexico and in La Paz especially, because my father and my mother are the regular guys, a man and a woman and everything. So I started with them. How come are you going to fix a car? It's just heavy. I'm not going to have it to
push it up.
Push it up.
Yeah.
No. Are these machines?
They can do this. Yes.
They can do this. So
and I don't think a man could do this. So
no, not even. So I convinced them. They support me, and we started.
Excellent.
And that's in a very short moment my life.
Yes, but thank you for sharing this. This is an inspiring, wonderful story, and I think even though I am not living in Mexico and I have not been here 75, but I will live in Mexico one day, I can only say thank you. I can say thank you for first of all doing this for the Mexicans, doing this for the world, because saving energy is always a good idea, and also thank you for standing up as a woman, and like for your daughter, you created a path where young girls now can step on and will be acknowledged, and if you don't do things like you do, that's the thing, so nothing's gonna happen and change. So you made a huge change and you made a difference.
Yes.
And wow, really, thank you. Does it feel to make a difference in the world?
Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. And the best thing of all is lovely. I have a daughter, and it's double size, the feeling, the gorgeous feeling, because I know I'm making the road to my daughter. And if I shouldn't have a daughter, I'm making the road for young people. Here with me works guys from 28, 20, 30 maybe, that they have just became fathers. And I tell them, you are the light of your family. So if you are weak, they are going to be weaker than you. You have to be strong. Instead, you are a woman or a man, or I have some people who, I don't know how to say it, different, ¿cómo dice gay? Gay, okay. I have people know homosexual, gay, LGBT community, and they are sad sometimes. No, never be sad because you are what you want, and if you are that things you want, you are happy. And if you are happy inside, everything around you is going to be happy and shiny and flower. Everything is going to be good.
The three people that you want to name here who made the difference for you.
For me,
Yes.
the first one was my father, Marysol Sandoval, that he, as a child, told me, you don't cry. You're a woman, but don't cry, because if you fix something crying, I will cry with you. So I don't cry because crying makes me weak. If I need to cry, I do it because of a situation, but not for saying the word that I'm a woman. No, I cry because I need to cry. My father made a huge mark in my life, treating me at his age, about 55 years ago. He told me, don't cry, because if you fix something crying, I will cry with you. And that's deep in my heart. The other guy who made my life different, it was my mother, because she gave me the weakness I needed to be a woman, the weakness to be a mother, the weakness to be a teammate, a workmate, because I don't have to be always strong. I have to be myself and to understand I have some weakness and body differences. Not comparing the body, not being just being different. And there was a guy in my life, Genel. He was my mentor. He was different. He was very thin, and he was very huge in his mind. And he pushed me to study some careers just made for men. And when I was studying, and everybody says you're a woman, don't study that. What are you going to do? You don't have the strength. They're going to push you every moment you want to work on that. He took me from the bottom and lift me. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And every career after that I studied, he was near to me telling me, don't give up. And that's three people huge in my life.
Perfect.
I want to make a special piece for my daughter, because she is alive who gave me life. I fight very difficult with illness, and I needed to get pregnant because I didn't develop a hormone. And when I got pregnant of her, she gave me life, and I gave her life, and that's a life who gave me life. That's the third special person, the fourth special person in my life, and I don't have the words to thank her, because at this moment I'm here live. Keep being different and keep making the difference in this world. I want you to tell you that everything in your life has to be done with this heart and with your soul, because if you don't do it, you are going to be worried inside every moment of your life. Being different because people have some other ideas shouldn't be stopping you. That people has another ideas different from you doesn't mean that your ideas are bad. They may be bad, but you have to change them. So you're making of a choice
has to be pushed with all your body, your heart, and your soul, and your willing. If you don't do it like that, you're going to understand at the end of your life that the only mistake you make is not believing in yourself. Give yourself the chance to failure, because if you don't fail, never are going to be done things like creating, developing, understanding the space and everything the human being is grown. So make the chance to fail. And if you fail 10 times, the 11th is going to be very good, the answer of that.
Thank you so much. I take my hat off for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and it's so wonderful. I'm so blessed. I feel old. Don't worry about that. I feel super blessed, and I can actually just round up what you said. Be the difference you want to see in this world, for yourself, for others, and for the complete world and the creatures and everything. And being different is a beautiful thing. Love being different. That's how changes are made. And thank you so much for this interview. Thank you so much. El lado de corazón a la Don't worry, to be different is very good sensation. Thank you. Okay. Thank you guys. Cool. Wonderful.
In a world of men, in a world where a woman who wanted to keep being woman